Hello, everybody. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, we do mini-campaigns, we do long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, we are playing some Pathfinder 2nd Edition in a very beginner-friendly game, as I think everyone here is still either brand new or still new-ish. Either way, it's going to be a blast. I do have just a few announcements to go through beforehand. The first being we have a pair of sponsors. That is Hero Forge, the website where we make all of these beautiful tokens. It's also where you can go and primarily make hyper customized miniature models, which you can get sent straight to your door, which you can even paint on the website. I remember when they added that feature, and I fell in love with it immediately. Uh, I don't know if anyone here used Hero Forge before that, but it was just a gray blob that kind of resembled a mini. Now it's like bringing your characters to life. It's crazy. But they're like every month they're adding new features. Like for October, I think they added. Oh God, I actually have the list here. Hold on. Which again, I forgot to post in the actual server, which I meant to. It's fine. Um, believe they added like shinobi gear, they added pilots gear, they added like 1920s gear, they added druidic bases and plants and all that kind of fun stuff. But really, just go check it out. You can use the link there posted in chat by a lovely moderator to get cool stuff and support us in the process. We heckin' love you for it. Our other sponsor, as I go ahead and hit play here, is Epidemic Sound. It is the website that we use for all of our royalty-free sounds and soundtracks. It's full of any mix, match, and genre of music that you could ever want. My favorite example will always be that we were doing some kind of Western game, and I needed specifically 1970s trap Western music. And they had a list of like 100 songs for me to pick from. It was crazy. But once again, you can use the link there in chat to get now a 30-day free trial access to the website. It used to be 60. Don't know when they dropped it to 30. They didn't tell me. They don't tell me anything. But at the end of the 30 days, if you decide you don't want it, if you don't need the subscription, you can cancel it, and it helps us whether you keep your account or not. And either way, once again, we heckin' love ya. Other than that, I'm going to turn that down just a hair. Coming up, because we always have games coming up, on our next game really the 19th? Holy cow. Oh no, haha, Saturday. We have a game of D&D 5th edition in our Venestra game, which I don't know what to do with the book, but this is a campaign setting that's based in like old Rome, old Greece, old Venice. It's super cool. The Kickstarter is starting at, I believe, the top of next year. You can find out more about it at Venestra.com. That's Vynestra.com. Locust tomorrow. That is not on my schedule, dear moderator. Fix the schedule. I'm just kidding. I love you. Please don't leave. I need you. Yes, tomorrow we have some Locusts, which if you've been around the channel for a while, you know it is my absolute favorite horror TTRPG. I even got to play with the developers of the game, and it was crazy, and it was so much fun. But it's going to be run by our very own Geek James 513, and it's going to be great. On Sunday, of course, it's Lancer Day, so we're playing Lancer. We always play Lancer on Lancer Sunday. And I think that's pretty much it for the immediate upcoming games. That's also more than enough out of me. Got to quiet that music just a hair. And yeah, why don't I pass it on over to the stars of the show here, give this wonderful cast and crew in front of us a chance to tell you who they are and who they're playing tonight. We will start with the bottom right of the screen with John.
Hello all, I'm Sean, as he said, TTRPG player, photographer, whole bunch of stuff. Tonight I am going to be playing Kanna, a human summoner, and her Eidolon companion, Lero, who are just killing time until their, promised destiny shows up on their door.
And what was Kana's like childhood food? Like that one food that Kana looks back on and is just like, that sums up my childhood.
Gruel. Uh,
It's way more depressing of an answer than I
Kanna's,
thought it
Kanna's
was.
childhood wasn't great, let's just say that.
Oh, all right. Well, let's jump on over to Lonnie then.
Okay. Hi everyone. I am Lonnie. I am going to be playing Enfiel, a character that I just made about an hour ago. She is an elf, herbalist, and overall druid, so she can definitely help you out with your spicing needs if you want to make your gruel taste a little bit better. Just something to think about. And yeah, she's just. Is that? Are you gonna ask the same question to everybody?
If that's
Or
the
are you
one you want to
gonna?
answer, sure.
Uh, sure. I mean, it's gonna be some kind of a mixture of vegetables. I'm assuming something she probably like picked some vegetables with her like parents growing up or something like that and just has fond memories of picking fresh veggies and making a salad out of it or, cooking it over an open flame. So,
Aw. See, now there's the light-hearted, just like uplifting answer we needed.
and she'll always make sure she'll have spices ready in her backpack,
Aw.
whether they need to be used for medicinal purposes or, to heal you guys.
All right. Then we'll move on over to Frank.
Hi, that's me. I'm Frank. Tonight I will be playing Vim Ravok, a very big, very helpful doctor type. So I hit things and I patch things. So we will be seeing what Vim gets up to tonight.
And favorite food from Vrim's childhood?
Vim is an orc, so they like to eat a lot of very unusual stuff. Probably, big hunk of meat, or maybe someone who didn't agree with the tribe.
Man flesh.
I mean, what's the difference?
As a fellow carnivore, I can appreciate it. But that brings us up to Ashley.
Hello, I'm Ashlyn. I'll be playing Tetrina Cleric. Well, if we get into any fights, hopefully I can keep people alive. I've never played Pathfinder before, so hopefully I'll do an okay job.
Heck yeah.
And
That'd be great.
favorite food from childhood? I'd say her favorite food would be her grandmother's cookies that she would sneak in and steal before dinner.
A adorable answer. Adorable answer. Answer that makes sense. Gruel.
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 Yeah.
Just messing with you.
What
but
can I
yes.
say? I have a type.
Of course, I am Andrew, your games master for the evening and for most evenings around here. Although you are going to see a bunch of very friendly faces behind the DM seat in the coming weeks, because we got a bunch of really cool people and they want to tell a bunch of cool stories. And I am here to support it. But that brings us to a brief synopsis for the game before we jump into it and see what kind of shenanigans we do. So, the four of you, brave, intrepid heroes, skilled adventurers, vanquishers of demons, of ferocious beasts, of tyrant kings, whatever it may be. you finally find yourselves with some downtime. Time to return to what consider home, or at least a home away from home, and have a chance to breathe, to drink, to finally finish up those hobbies that you've been putting off, and kind of nice. Now, this is going to sound intimidating, but I promise you it's non-combat related. But would all of you roll initiative for me, just so we can get a character order going? I know roll initiative sounds so final and so intimidating, but in this instance. If you need help finding it, on your character sheet on the far left-hand side. It's under perception, it's under your AC, it's above your saving throws.
Oh, it says there's no active encounter.
Oh,
Yeah,
That won't let
that's
her roll.
what I'm getting.
well. That's on me. Alright. Now you should do.
Is it working?
Negative.
Try it again.
Oh,
Alright.
there it goes.
There we go.
Just had the tested and time tested method of unplugging it and plugging it back in.
There you go.
These rolls already.
There we go.
Okay. Thank you, Vrim. You evened out the pack for us.
It's a game of averages.
Well, I guess we can start then with both Hannah and Enfield. The two of you waking up in the morning, of course, at your generic inn, smelling mead, smelling toast, bacon, eggs, all of those smells wafting up from the kitchen below. Two of you get on whatever gear you need. Should be pretty safe here. The heaviest of heavy armors and weapons drawn probably isn't super. But and we'll start with Kana. As you step out of your room, seeing Enfield across the hall stepping out alongside you, what does Kana look like?
Oh, she's barely average height for a human. Just about 5'7" or so. Fit, but lit, kind of lithe. Lean, not heavily muscular. Her skin, however, is more of a blue-gray in color rather than what you would normally assume or see with a human being. Coupled with the jet black hair and the very vibrant green eyes and just this smattering of black freckles all across her face, and the blue lips. She kind of stands out a little bit. She's dressed in what she normally is wearing. Usually she's got, brown leather pants, vest, with her blue vest on it, and a blue shirt underneath everything. It's kind of her typical ensemble. And with her, as usual, is probably the more unusual of the pair. The small figure, roughly about 3 feet tall, just cloaked from head to toe in black velvety robes. You can't really see much of what's going on under here, as there is a golden mask that sits across the face, and the sleeves drape all the way over the hands so that you can't actually see what's in there, other than the two very piercing, generally fairly grumpy looking golden eyes.
As you stare across the hall, also stepping out from her room, Enfield. What you look
Well,
like?
Enfiel is a little bit of the opposite of that. She's a druid, so she is dressed in like earthy tone. She's probably like stretching, like, oh, that was a nice sleep. Although nothing is better than the earth floor, but can't beat the bedrolls at an inn. Um, she has long dark brown hair and like milky white skin. Like I said, probably dressed in like earth tones, like browns and greens. Um, and she probably has like a little satchel, or I don't know if it would be a satchel or just like a little like thing on her belt, like a little belt pouch. But she almost always seems to have like things ready to cook. I don't even know if cooking is an actual skill, but she always just seems to have spices on her either way, as if she literally just came from outside. Like, you're not totally convinced she came from a room if you didn't see her. Like, she could have just been out in the forest exploring up until 2 seconds ago. But yeah, so she's about 5'8", so she's a little bit on the tall side. But she's an elf, so kind of makes sense for her.
So there are things called lore skills in Pathfinder. These are basically anything outside of your usual skill set that you are particularly knowledgeable about. A lot of backgrounds give you a certain kind of lore skill. It could be a lore of warfare or a lore of sailing. A lore of cooking would absolutely not be unheard of, and would absolutely make sense. But as the two of you do step out, you can hear your companions wrestling around in their own rooms. What do the two of you like to do?
Canna pops out. She just. Ah, I am ready for breakfast. I don't know about you.
I
But
could eat.
yeah. Yeah, that was. It was a long night. Oh my god, I can't believe we got back so late. Is anybody else awake yet?
I haven't seen anybody. So if you haven't, then I haven't.
With that very perfect timing, Katrina.
Speaking of.
Yeah. Your cleric's door pops open, outstepping Katrina. Would you give us a rundown of what you look like?
Would help if I turn my mic on. Yeah. Tatrina's pretty short, actually. I think I put like 5'3".
Wow.
I rolled randomly and I rolled really low. Yeah. She has reddish hair and tied up in a high ponytail, and her clothes are a little bit flashy. She has like a white shirt with purple and a belt that's purple and red, and then red pants and thigh-high boots, and like this half skirt thing in the back that's all white and purple and just kind of flares out behind her. And she comes out of her room. Good morning! It is so beautiful! I'm so happy to sleep in a bed. It's been so long!
That is
Good morning,
absolutely
Katrina.
the energy I was hoping to get from Katrina, and I'm so happy.
Spins around happily.
Uh,
Oh, where is it?
I'm so hungry.
Vrim being the biggest and not always the fastest out of bed. What's Vrim up to this morning?
Vrim might still be asleep. No one can tell. We're not sure. But once there was a rustling or a banging, the door opens suddenly, revealing Vrim, a rather tall orc, uh, with long hair and braids pulled back to not obscure his vision. Dressed rather plainly when not in his armor, and just has a light tunic, regular like pants, stuff that you would wear underneath a heavy set of armor. Because Vroom is not accustomed to wearing clothes that don't have defensive properties. So Vroom's morning.
Hey, come on. It's time for sausage.
Us? Breakfast. That way?
Breakfast, yes.
Enfield, what is your familiar's name? Your Leshy.
Oh gosh. I didn't prepare a name. Oh no.
I know, on the
I
spot.
am blanking, so I am going to call it my actual dog's name. It's gonna be Cooper.
Oh. Your familiar Cooper does kind of literally roll out of the room, being this bundle of vines and leaves. Kind of rights itself, looks up at all of your companions, and at the mention of breakfast, would just start marching off towards the stairs.
After seeing him go down the stairs, I would just start following and kind of be like, "You guys coming?"
Oh,
So
yeah.
we follow Coop.
Yeah, Canna is headed that way with Lero skulking behind.
It's this ghostly figure, not even walking, just like gliding.
Just a floating rope.
You'd all hit the bottom of the stairs, one after the other. Of course, the smell of food, the smell of fresh mead, the sound of the townsfolk gathering and chatting, talking amongst themselves until they see you, in which case it's just this round of applause and cheers, all for you, with the fact that they do all consider you heroes here. The barmaid, a halfling by the name of Milbury Summerglade, that kind of has to step up on the bar and shouts to be heard above the rest of the crowd, and just, "Shut up, the lot of ya. Alright, heroes, what can I get you this morning?"
Sausages and mead.
Got both with plenty. Anything else? Wasn't sure if you
What else do you
were,
have for breakfast?
well, knew that some of you were more of the plant type folks, so we do have some vegetables, some fruits, some cheeses. Oh wait, no, you can't eat cheese either. Some vegetables and some fruits.
And cheese. And cheese. Yeah, and the cheese.
I will take their cheese.
All right. We'll take a
I'll
seat.
turn to her and yeah, I'll just say I'd love whatever fresh fruit you have.
Sorry, Tentriel, I cut you off. Or
I
Tetrina.
say I'll have a mixture of things.
All right.
Please.
A little bit of everything. Got it. And
Not too much of anything, but little bits of.
Pop us.
All right. Clear out, you good for nothings. Let 'em eat in peace. And they kind of, shuffle everyone else out as they, those that can get up to you and, shake your hands, give you hugs, before they're all ushered out. And you're left to eat in peace. Meat is brought out.
And it just kind of flops.
There's definitely a moment, Anfield, where you have to, scan the floor looking for Cooper, who's just like one little small leshy arm up, being slowly drug out by the crowd of people. Just like pop himself out and runs back over to you.
I'll I don't really know how. I was gonna say I pet him, but I don't know if that really makes sense. So I'll almost kind of just have him be at the foot of my chair and kind of toss him some fruit stems. I think probably would appease him. So
You eventually have your mead, your fruits, your meats, your cheeses. All a wonderfully freshly prepared breakfast. By now, the morning sun is high up in the sky, hitting early afternoon, as you slept a little later than you wanted. the four of you like to do?
Oh, so let me know about anything else going on. I don't want to sit around here bored all the time.
Anyone want to go for a walk in the woods?
Yes, it's a beautiful day. A walk in the woods would be lovely.
Yeah, I suppose that's not a bad idea.
I mean, we're on vacation, so we don't have to worry about anyone attacking us or anything like that. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But it'll just be a nice little stroll.
What a ridiculous thing that would happen. All right.
I'm not going to wear any armor.
Mhm.
Because I'm just so positive that we're going to be okay. The forest is
Armor.
the safe place.
I will wear armor for you.
You're just going to wear double the amount of armor just to be like, this will
Yeah.
cover both of us.
All right. Yeah. Step out to the early afternoon sun. Being almost a coastal town, you can feel like that oceanic breeze rolling in, knowing that you're midsummer at this point. It is warm, but not uncomfortably so. You could take a nice stroll off into the woods. Is there anything in particular like you'd like to do, or is this just sightseeing, just relaxing?
I think for kind of this is just it's just a relaxing kind of no goals, no anything, just a chill.
Enfield does always have her eyes open for like certain, she probably has a list in her head of different types of flowers and plants and whatnot that she'd want, so she'd probably be prepared at a moment's notice, just like divert from the group and just like go towards something she sees in the distance and grab some flowers or anything she recognizes that she needs.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining fairly commonly, Hannah will be like, "Ooh, what's this? Amphio, what's this? What's this? What's this?"
That is the sunflower.
Sunflower.
You've seen those before.
Have I now?
It looks towards the sun. Sunflower.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like a sun.
It does.
It does look like a.
That's a good way for you to remember for next time.
It is. I will. Yes.
Would you like
It's like
to
a
make
plan.
the very first skill check of the game and make a nature check?
That sounds awesome. Do I have any modifiers or am I just rolling with my base stats?
Just base stats.
Okay, that is a 24.
24, absolutely. Any sort of miscellaneous healing supplements you could use to top off your bag of herbs. Easy enough to find. You'd also find a... what would the classification of this plant be? Technically a shrub, I guess. But it's called wandboar. It's got very distinctive, kind of like purplish, bluish flowers. Its roots can be kind of condensed down and boiled for a coughing supplement. Not something
For
you'd
what
usually see.
exactly?
What's that?
For sorry, what was it used for?
For like cough medicine.
Oh, okay.
Not typically something you'd see this time of year, but nonetheless, it seems to be wildly sprouting there.
If Kana is around at all when she's picking up different things, she'll like just be kind of like, oh, and this is this, and she'll like be sprouting probably like the Latin names of it and like what it can be used for. If she's listening, if Kana is just off somewhere else, then she'll just kind of just be like,
I mean, she's definitely listening in the moment. Whether she retains that 10 seconds later, whole different ballgame.
you don't need to know that anyway. It's my thing at the end of the day, so I'm just doing it just for like fun fact.
I'm sure that's only happened about 200 or 300 times since you've been traveling together. Alright. Brim, Katrina, anything? Or is this just a nice, gentle walk through the woods?
Roll through the woods. Oh, look at the bird. It's so cute.
I picture that that Cinderella moment of the birds just flocking down and landing on you.
Oh.
Vrim is probably rather wary of there's no such thing as a peaceful stroll through the woods. So bringing up the rear, rather on guard. These are suspicious sunflowers. They could be coming for us here shortly. So
No, I've never heard of a poison that has sunflowers in it. Don't you worry.
So what is your perception DC? And to find the DC of any stat, it's just 10 plus whatever your bonus to that stat is, or that skill.
So on my main character sheet, there is a perception check. Is that what I'm doing, or is it a passive?
Just 10 plus whatever that bonus is.
17.
So total 27? Or perceptive?
No, hold on. I don't think so. No, my total would be 17. So 10 plus 7 is, yeah.
Your perception is 7. Oh,
Yes.
you're not perceptive.
No.
Okay. Then yeah. As
Oh,
on
no.
edge as you are, your companions seem to be doing fine. They seem to be enjoying this time off. Maybe you're just what did they call this? What did Kana call it that one time? Paranoid?
Maybe.
But of course, that paranoid, it has saved all of you so many times. Well, it's a blessing. But by now, you're looking at late afternoon, starting to get into early evening. Like you could start heading back. Which of you would you say would be in the lead?
Anna.
Okay.
And yeah. Would you make a perception check?
Perception check.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
Not great.
Just checking a thing real quick. Ignore me.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
You'd be walking for a while. Who would be second in the marching order?
I feel like Enfiel would be because she's probably used to trying to navigate forests, so she's kind of hoping that maybe if she sees someone take a wrong turn, she'll be like, didn't we come from that direction?
Yeah.
But if not, she's also just, probably not gonna be the last person in line, I think.
Yeah. Perception check, please.
Okay. Also an 18. What is happening?
Assistant.
We're gonna get lost. That's gonna be the adventure for tonight. We're just gonna get lost in the woods.
It's all good. I mean, you know how to get home. So it's maybe a little more of a detour route than you had intended, but we're headed the right direction.
We took the scenic route.
Yeah.
That's true.
Tatrina,
Scenic is better.
would you make a perception check for me, since I believe Rim wanted to be at the very back caravan? And surely you can't also roll an 18.
We'd have to restart the entire system if she rolls an 18 too.
Do I roll perception?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
On the far left of the character sheet, like around the middle, it's not in your actual skills.
Ooh.
Okay,
I rolled
You
an
sh-
18.
You
that's
showed me
different.
up
That's
Here we
different.
go.
by actually rolling an 18. Fair enough. It's like you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses. But yeah. And pause this music for a second. As your companions ahead of you are chatting about plants, and your Vrim behind you is still staring around, looking at every shadow, just keeping you all safe, you notice that above the tree line, barely visible, is rising smoke. At first, it looks like it might be a campfire, but then the more clearly you can see it, the more you see that it's a lot of very dark smoke. And it's coming from the direction of your city.
Guys, look. There's smoke, there's smoke. The town is on fire? Or something in town is on fire.
Enfiel will automatically just try to start picking up speed, like high kneeing it through the forest, trying to get past back to the fire as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah, I think we're all hustling.
Yep.
Take you maybe a few minutes of this picking up of the pace. No longer on a sightseeing mission, now just a beeline to see that what was a beautiful blue sky, barely a cloud in sight, has started to turn. Very dark clouds have started to pour in. That smoke still billows now that you have a clear sight of the city. See that buildings are not even just on fire, but there's infernos. There's even buildings that have already burnt to ash.
How long were we gone? How could all this have happened just while we were in the woods?
I didn't hear a thing.
There's one figure walks through the center of town, much taller than any of the buildings. A deep red skin, massive horns, and this almost aura of flame around it. Are any of you trained in religion?
I believe I am.
Yes, I think so.
I don't think so.
Yep.
Oh, I am, yes.
Feel free to make a
Yep.
religion check.
I'm a
30 20.
Vrim,
Now I got an 18 total.
you got the 18.
There we go.
Yeah, Vrim, you are a seasoned combatant. You know, you are able to recognize the strength of an enemy kind of just by staring it up and down a few times. While you may not know exactly what this creature is, you recognize a demonic presence when you see it.
No good.
Two sets of almost jet black wings just like rise up from either side of it as it just happily rolls through town.
It looks too happy.
What is
It
that?
looks scary.
Can Vrim move to the front of the pack and try to intimidate this large character?
Yeah, you want to just charge on into town?
He's taller
No,
than the
just like
buildings.
if we're walking, Vrim's just gonna move to the front and just be like, "Listen, whoever you are, get out of here. It's not your town. Don't worry about it." So with intimidation,
Yeah.
Hero will move up beside Vrim. Obviously, not nearly as large and hulking, but
19.
This
What's this?
figure will absolutely start letting off this sound, which almost sounds like grinding of stones and metal together, which you realize is it laughing. And I am going to throw us into some initiative.
Oh.
dun dun dun.
He laughs badly.
So everyone should be in combat. Yes, everyone, again, you can roll your initiative, and I will add this creature. good news. I rolled a natural 1 for its initiative.
Oh
It's not gonna be.
Yes. Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance.
my god.
Saying there's a chance.
Well,
All
considering
right.
my dice rolls so far.
Oh, I got a 33. I didn't even realize that.
Wow.
Oh, not bad.
You go.
I thought 25 wasn't too bad.
That's still
Still
really good.
ended-
Yeah.
I still ended up at the back with a 14.
You're too busy intimidating.
Than me. That's
It starts marching forward in this almost this what was very peaceful, idyllic center of town, stepping onto the clean stonework, stepping onto this fountain fixture, smashing it underfoot,
That was an accident.
and it's going to spend one action to pull out this fire whip that just trails and leaves scorches along the ground. And the final action, you can hear it chanting something. But that's it.
Oh.
Enfield, you're up first.
I am so first of all, NPL, first thing first, will like go up behind is it Kana or Kana? Sorry. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Kana. Okay. Behind Kana and Vrim, and just like the first thing she'll say is like, we need to make sure we save the people too. But she has a spell that I don't know how well it's going to work against a whip of fire. But she has a spell called Gust of Wind, which emits a violent gust forward from her palm, blowing from the point where you are when you cast the spell to the line's opposite end. The wind extinguishes small non-magical fires. Maybe
Yep.
she'll try to do like, I don't think she'd probably be trying to like put out a fire maybe nearby if there's a building that isn't already fully crumbled.
Absolutely.
Okay. See.
Just real quick, did I take damage from something, or is that a mistake?
No, I don't think it set everyone to full, so make sure you're at full.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a rest.
Uh,
There we go.
roll, please. Natural 14, the gust is going to hit it and then continue on to the buildings and just start putting out flames in the way. But it just seems to wash over it like an actual just gust of wind. Anything else?
Well, it was something.
You have
Um,
one action left.
I think.
And this gust continues until the start of your next turn.
Okay. So I think basically she is. Could she kind of almost spray it?
Yeah,
Would that be an option? Okay, so she'd basically be trying to be like firefighter, trying to spray out as much of the fire as she can, like a wide sweep.
absolutely.
And yeah, I think that's kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
That brings us to Tetrina.
I'm looking at my spells, trying to figure out what I can do. Are we all close together?
Mm-hmm.
Guess I'll take 2. I could. Sorry.
You're fine.
I'm just looking and wondering if I should cast Bless on everybody.
So Bless is a little different than it is in 5e. In that it is a spell that you continuously spend one action on every round, and it starts out as just a 5-foot aura, But every turn, it grows 5 additional feet. Anyone inside that aura that is ever growing gets your bless buff.
Okay. Um, so would it just start on me, or would it start on somebody else? Or
It would start. It's around you, and every turn it grows to a 5-foot wider radius.
okay. I don't know what else to do.
No worries. If you want to cast bless, by all means.
I will cast it because it gives a bonus, as far as I know. Yeah. I will start by trying that. I'm not too sure if it's going to help. So I clicked it.
Yep. So we'll place that emanation around you. And it means that you are going to have your own spell effect of bless, and Kana, you are also going to have the spell of bless, which it applies automatically as Foundry. Yay. All right, so you have an action left if you'd like to move. That would certainly be doable.
How much can I move?
I believe your speed is 25 feet. Your speed is 25 feet.
Okay. I'm too close to this guy. I want to back up.
Okay.
There is trees there. Yeah, I want to stay close to people so that the bless works. Except that square didn't move with me.
I got you. Means that you also have bless, and you have bless. Boom. All right. That's down to Kana.
Okay, so using what's it called? My God, my brain just act together. Holy cow. My brain just totally shorted out for a second. Lero is going to take one action, and that's basically just going to be to move up next to Vrim. Kind of present a unified wall there. Kana is going to cast Dispel Magic, and I'm going to try to target the whip. See if I can't dispel that and remove that from the playing field.
All right. So we are rolling what is called a counteract check, which means that this is rolling your spell casting skill against the DC of whatever this object is.
Right. So that is just you just roll the straight charisma.
Should be able to click the counteract button there in chat.
Oh! Wow! Look at that.
They found it. Not a sponsor, but you could be. Now is a fantastic time to tell everyone about your hero points. You will have 2 hero points. These are a point that you can spend at any point to re-roll a saving throw, an attack roll, a skill check. Also, if at any point you are dying, you can spend all your remaining hero points and stabilize at 0 hit points. So, would you like to spend a hero point now?
Yeah, I think I would. I would like to do that.
You can right-click that roll in chat.
There we go.
And just click re-roll using hero point.
Oopsie. Haha!
29. The whip, at least for the moment, seems to extinguish, and it just lets off this sickly dark smoke, where it's now still a chain whip full of demonic energy, but at least it's not on fire, and it doesn't seem as threatening.
She kind of stands there. Nice strong stance. Starts making like symbols and sigils that glow in the air, and she's speaking in this probably an absolutely bizarre language to most of you all. It's probably not particularly pleasant to listen to. It's Requiem for anybody who's wondering, and then the sigils just kind of burst into light and explode, and out goes the whip. And that's 2 actions, and her last action will be to move.
Run away.
Run
All right.
away.
Brings us to Vrim, last but not least.
Well, Vrim doesn't have a lot of attack magic, so I think we are going to move up to this dude. Is there a move action I can do, or do you move tokens?
You could just move your token.
Okay. So up here, 1 action. Second action. Strike with my orc neck splitter.
Go for it.
Just hit strike on the.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Also, you have a little hotbar. If you click your token, on the top left, you'll see a bunch of like dark squares pop up. This is like strike, action, effect, spells. That's a quick access to everything.
That is fantastic.
Um,
Because that's a 23.
Yeah, 23. Absolutely gonna hit.
So I just hit damage, correct?
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, we talked about this beforehand, but you wanted to apply your striking rune to this weapon, right?
Yes, I think I put it on. Is it not going
no,
through?
nothing on there. But I got you.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So reroll.
Yeah, reroll a whole new attack. We know it hit.
Okay.
And then after you roll the attack, then click damage again. Yep, click damage.
And damage.
There we go.
Okay, so 11.
Just sprint up past this thing. The blade sinks out into its about thigh muscle area and just starts burning away at it. Lets out this horrific scream of pain. I mean, you know you're a skilled warrior, but that really wasn't that much. Maybe you're stronger than you realized you were.
Okay. So that is 2 actions, and the third, I will raise my shield.
All right. Top of round 2. Without any whip, it is still going to pull out its longsword, reel back, and bring it down into Rim. I'll roll this. It's going to seem very scary for a number, because in Pathfinder, numbers are much higher than in games like D&D.
Oof.
It's a 57 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Will you make a fortitude saving throw, please?
Fortitude. Ugh. 14.
As this thing reels back with the blade, it is just one swift cut. And the 3 of you just see Brim just slowly sink to his knees, minus a head.
I'm sorry, what?
It's the Baylor has a Vorpal longsword. It's at this moment, just staring at this scene as it's playing out, that things start to feel unreal. This can't be happening. This is wrong. This hasn't happened. The street just goes almost ethereal. Things start to get cloudy and slowly envelop you all in darkness.
So you're saying it was all just a dream? Hopefully.
Kana and Enfiel, the two of you wake up around the room in the tavern. Sun is rising. You can hear people below. You can smell mead. You can smell sausage and eggs. What would you like to do?
I think Enfiel is gonna have as chipper of a wake up routine this time around.
What?
Um,
Oh, it was the worst dream ever. Oh.
you had a bad dream too?
Yeah. Ugh.
You is so okay. Call me weird, but I want to just go knock on Vrim's door real fast, just to make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
You know that he
Yeah.
that he has a head, and yeah, and she just starts
Yes.
going on a. What do you
Yes,
mean?
Brim.
Yes.
Brim.
Yeah. I mean, as you the two of you head over, Katrina, you are stepping out also of your room, hearing your companions, and Vrim, you are awoken by the sound of banging on your door. The four of you, just moments ago, staring at this horrific scene, now suddenly awake.
Brim, are you in there?
Yes. Yes.
Do you,
Yes.
do you still have
You
a head?
have a head.
Of course he has a head. It was just a nightmare,
Vrim
right?
checks if he has a head.
I mean, it might be your
Nightmares aren't real.
imagination. It feels a little smaller than you remember, just fractionally smaller.
Can you come outside, please? Like Enfiel is still knocking.
Yeah, I'm gonna lumber to the door and swing it open. It's smaller than it usually is. But
She like looks at him. Does it actually look smaller, or is it just one of those things where like you're not really actually aware? Like you don't touch your face that often, so you don't actually know how big it is.
It's definitely not smaller.
Okay. No, same big head as always. And she like
Very
reaches up and kind of like pats it a little bit, like, oh, lovely large face.
How did we all have the same dream?
That's creepy. But it's a beautiful day, right? No more nightmares.
The
The
sun's
exact
out.
same dream?
You know, the town was on fire. There was a big demon, and yeah, my head.
Like,
So I didn't collect all those wildflowers and herbs. Maybe we have to go back out anyway. Ugh.
well, let's go get some breakfast and figure what, and we can talk about this. I can't do this on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
breakfast.
You all step down the stairs with Cooper in the lead, just occasionally fumbling a step and just has to, kind of tumble down, land, just this poof of leaves, rights himself, and then continues running. You're
I
met
looked
by...
up what a Leshy looks like, and they're so adorable.
They
They're like a little
are.
creepy looking, but they're so adorable.
You're met by cheers and applause and yelling, all celebrating you all as heroes. And of course, the barkeep, a halfling named Milbury Summerglade, has to get up on the bar, the bar top and like shout at everyone, all right, calm down. Well, finally down for some breakfast. What can I get you? We got some sausage. I know some of you, you're not into the meat eating type, so we got some fruits, we got some vegetables, we got some cheeses. No, you can't have cheese either. We got fruits, we got vegetables.
Just, how about just a lot of all of the above, and just on some plates, and we'll take what we want.
And
Alright.
and a few meads for the group.
Yes,
Of course.
absolutely.
I'm feeling so much deja vu.
All right,
Weird, right? This is
get
weird.
out of here, the lot of ya. Let them eat in peace. The room will kind of clear out, eventually leaving just the four of you and Milbury, who brings you your meat, your cooked sausage and eggs and fruits and vegetables. Anything else I can get you?
As the group is leaving, Vrim instinctively checks to see if Enfield's companion is caught up in the legs of the travelers.
Absolutely. So
Pretty
Cooper's
face,
kind of
Cooper.
getting pulled out. You see the one just little vine arm.
This time she'll kind of like once he starts coming back towards her, she'll kind of like hold his hand a little bit and be like, try to stay close next time.
Get a
But she'll still
nod.
give him a snack and thank Frim for having his head on. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I was for having his head on more straight than she has it right now.
For sure.
Which was an unintended joke. um he's more awake than she is.
Anything else I can get you? You're all looking a little understandably haggard.
It was a long night.
Bet. Came in pretty damn early.
Could you regale us with the tales of our success? What brought us in so late last night?
Oh, hey,
Didn't you?
I'm not about to tell your stories for you. You'll have probably dozens of opportunities of retelling all of your epic tales to the townsfolk.
Oh, but it always feels so much nicer coming from someone else's tongue. It seems poetic when it's somebody from the outside as an admirer. Please.
Oh, you're funny.
We'll cheer for you.
Be back with that mead for you.
Thank you.
I'll head off back behind the
Stories.
bar.
And Fio will kind of be just staring off into space for a second, and then she'll be like, the fact that we've all had the same part of a dream is weird already, but
Yeah.
was that also a repeat for you guys? Just a normal interaction with a
Yeah,
tavern
it was
keeper?
like good. It was like deja vu.
Deja vu.
You know, it's like all this happened yesterday. Like it's all the same.
That's creepy.
What if?
Maybe we shouldn't go for a walk in the forest.
What if? What if we're all still asleep and we're just caught in some evil wizard spell or something, like some kind of nightmare spell?
Fio
That
tries
thing?
to reach out to pinch herself, and she does it hard enough that she's just like, I think I'm awake.
Is that how that works?
Cooper just
I've never
reaches up and
understood
just pats the part where you pinched yourself.
Did we get the food yet so I can give Cooper some little
Oh,
snacks?
absolutely, yeah.
Okay. I'm just
Give him
feeding
a
him
different
little.
snack.
Well, he can't eat. Well, I guess I could give him a full strawberry instead of just the leaves, and I'll give him a full strawberry, and it's something different, something I have power over.
Yes.
I've never heard of anything like this happening before. Is anyone else like?
Nope.
I've heard an old tale of a thing called Groundhog's Day.
Oh, what day is it?
What's the date today?
And Field does not say that. It's just Lonnie being annoying. Not.
Mm.
Enfield will actually say that she doesn't recall any myths about a repeat of a day or a dream of the exact same day or.
I'm trying to remember if I've ever read or heard about any kind of like spells that can do that sort of thing to someone, or magical effects or areas or anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like to, are you trained in religion, arcana, nature, or occultism?
All of those but nature.
So yeah, you would have your pick of which school of magic you'd be racking your brain for.
I guess religion is my highest one, so.
Could I also use my skill feat dubious knowledge?
Oh, yeah. What does dubious knowledge do?
You're a treasure trove of information, but not all of it comes from a reputable source. When you fail, but don't critically fail, a recall knowledge check using any skill, you learn a bit of true knowledge and a bit of erroneous knowledge, but you don't have any way to differentiate which is which.
Yeah,
And I have the
Which will
same
be
thing
fun
as a
for
matter
you.
of fact.
yeah. Well, your cultism.
Oh, I should.
Oh, sorry.
I literally.
Did you not want to use occultism?
No, I do, but the funniest thing is that I was literally sitting there being like, "Am I gonna need occultism? I don't know if I'm gonna need occultism or
You
not."
have your
So I
choice.
didn't level it up.
You have your choice of occultism, religion, arcana, or nature.
I will do nature. See if the birds have told me anything.
And actually, I totally forgot about that dubious knowledge thing.
Mhm.
So my score would actually be a 21 on occultism and not because I'll do occultism instead of
Okay.
religion.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Can I do a religion check to see if there's anything I recall?
Yeah. We're just gonna cover the gambit. We got occultism,
Right.
we got nature, we got religion. Everyone looks at
Gosh.
Vim for arcana.
If it's been talked about, we know.
Not Arcana.
Nope. Nope. I know that.
So you're wondering if there's any creatures that have the capacity to
Not occultism either.
like make you see shared dreams, to make you relive days, things like that.
I feel like Enfiel would be racking her mind to see if there's any herbs that are like hallucinogenics too.
Yes.
The nature part of it.
Many.
Who accidentally slipped us ecstasy, guys? Come on.
There are
Yeah,
definitely
but would that give a shared dream?
there's a handful of poisons that could give you such vivid hallucinations that it would feel real. Yeah, like it would be odd to have everyone take the poison and everyone have the same hallucinations, but it's not unheard of.
And also, what did we all drink similar things or have anything from a similar food source that could have been poisoned with that?
You came into the tavern last night. Sure you had a drink before you went to bed.
Something in the mead.
The barkeep
Or got
suspicious
poisoning.
now. The barkeep is sus.
There's, as far as spells go, there's definitely spells that can mess with one's mind, that could send you unconscious, put you into a deep sleep, and put you through what would feel like a dreamscape. Not only that, there's even a plane purely made of dreams. So anything of that level would take a very powerful spellcaster.
We enter a new plane?
I mean, it exists, but God, someone would have to be just really, really strong to do that to all of us. Like,
And also, why us?
right?
Listen,
I mean, I'm sure we've pissed off somebody.
no, we just do good.
Not mutually exclusive. Yeah, I don't know.
We get rid of all the bad
Also-
people.
I guess what we do know is if the day has been the same so far, then we can see if there would be any changes if we changed up from what we did yesterday.
Yeah. Because if
Yep.
it plays out, because if the same thing happening, then that demon's going to show up, right?
So should we stay in town this time? Make sure, if the demon shows up, we'd be right there.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Yes.
thinking.
I like that idea.
We
Okay.
keep an eye out and see if we can see him coming. Or see what happens to that he appears.
Okay.
Maybe there's someone who summoned him. We could
So
stop it.
we go to the area where the demon came back from, seemed to be when we found it, and see if we see any suspicious characters nearby.
All right.
Was
Like
the
a good
demon
idea.
moving when we came into town?
It was. It was just kind of marching its way through town.
Okay. Could we tell where it had been and if there's an area it hadn't been yet to see where
Yeah.
its path?
Easy
Yeah.
enough. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for? I know someone mentioned just looking for suspicious-looking individuals.
Anything
Yeah, I
that
think we
seems
were going
out
to
of
look and
place.
see if we could see any signs of someone who would be, trying to summon up
Concrete.
El Demino.
Or playing with some magic item they shouldn't be.
Yeah, symbols
Something.
around town or something. Someone was like doing something.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone that would like to, you're welcome to make a perception check.
Perception.
Maybe this roll will be better than the last roll. Ooh,
Ooh, look at
we
that.
got really good.
Both
What?
of us got 32s. We gotta know something.
You got like a crit on us.
Oh my gosh.
The natural 20. That is a natural 20.
Huh.
Big. Oh my goodness, look
Green.
at that.
So a natural 20 raises the level of success by 1. So if, whatever you're rolling was a success, it bumps it up to a critical success. So,
Must have seen something suspicious.
absolutely.
Yes.
March through town, watching people as everyone is more than happy to, offer you food, offer you, silks, and, oh, look at my weapons. Room, you're just surrounded by blacksmiths who are more than happy to show you their latest creations, ready for you to swing them in battle. It's would probably be about early afternoon by the time you would notice that anything looks a little off.
I feel like whenever somebody came up to Enfiel trying to be very nice and like, oh my gosh, you're a hero, she'd be like trying her best to hide her suspicion of everybody, but she'll still be a little like, yes, thank you. Like, just because she's grateful, but also, did you summon a demon later in the day?
Uh,
I don't think her charisma's very high, so she probably would be a little bad at like hiding that she's just keeping an eye out for things.
oh, hi, did you summon a demon, or are you about to summon a demon?
I'm doing a survey.
I'm doing a survey door to door. She brings out a piece of parchment and she like licks the tip of the quill and is yes. Any fun plans for the afternoon?
Are you now? Have you ever been part of a demon summoning cult?
Yeah, it would be probably mid-afternoon-ish, not having come across anything all too peculiar just yet, before you hit the docks. And you find, amidst all of the people who are gathered around, all of these traders, that have traveled to come and pay you a visit, there's individuals that are kind of off in the back, cloak up. Hard to make out very many details, but they're just watching you. The moment that they see that you may have noticed them, they just start slipping back. Crowd.
Hey, hey, do you see those guys?
They look shifty.
I think
Where do they think
Enfield,
they're going?
um, Enfield and Tatrina, the only ones actually rolling high enough to beat their stealth.
Wow.
So Enfiel will be asking Kana and Vrim, "Did you guys see that?" And they're like, "No, no, what? See what?"
See what?
Brim has like 8 new weapons.
Can't see over
They
the.
they need to be they need to have little sponsor tags of the different blacksmiths that made it because they're just so excited. Like, handle my weapon that I just made.
Great
was
sword
just
by
some
Nike.
There was creepy guys. They just kind of stepped back.
Where'd they go?
I,
Follow 'em.
I wish I knew how to be as stealthy as them, but once they stepped back after a minute, I lost track of them.
I'm not stealthy.
I am all kinds of stealthy. I am stealthy enough for all of you. But that doesn't help me see him.
Well, we can point you in the right direction and see if you can stealth around and see if you can find them. Like I can tell you where I last
I'm
saw
good with
them.
that.
Yeah.
They were over
So
there.
I'll recount what they look like and like the last part where I saw them before they kind of escaped my point of view and see if you can
Alright.
catch them.
Okay. Well, yeah.
If you'd
Canna
like
and
to roll
Lero
your
will
stealth.
attempt to move over there sneakily.
Sneaky like.
Not gonna go very well. Just so you're aware, because that was a 2. So that's a whole 13.
You do have a second hero point if you'd like to spend it.
No, I'm not gonna waste that just yet.
Fair enough.
I have a question. Do I have any hero points?
Yes, everyone has 2.
Okay.
And we also did get a redeem in chat. Lovely friend James posted
James.
a tongue twister. If someone would like to say it for an extra hero point.
What, hoopery scoop, scoopity whoop, fireball at them all?
There it is.
I feel like that's gonna conjure something in and of itself.
Nice one, James.
So yeah, you kind of start slipping into the crowd, but you also have a floating specter of the visage of death, like marching off not too far behind you. Is the 3 of you are able to just with your eyes just track Kana as she moves through the crowd towards where you're pointing.
Kronk.
Slowly just humming your theme song. Yeah, you'd round the corner and kind of this more waterlogged part of town, hearing the splashing of waves. As you get further and further from your companions, you notice that the sound of the crowd is actually dying down. The further you get out, the less people there is. Until you do finally round the corner to see these handful of cloaked individuals standing in the semicircle. Heads all kind of whip up towards you. Still hard to make out details under the cloak.
Hey, you, cult bastards. What do you think you're doing?
They don't make any response other than one of them turning back to you, the rest kind of forming like this human wall in between you and him. And the one in the back starts to raise both hands, just lets out this low, almost rumbling, magically so, incantation.
Them be demon summoners.
No. Bad.
While the rest of us are standing over there, Enfiel after a few minutes will be like, maybe we should have gone with him? In case he encountered
Probably.
anything?
Maybe. What happens if he finds them? We don't know what's and maybe they'll Maybe something bad will happen. Maybe he'll lose his head.
Oh, not another head rolling. Oh no. Um,
To find him
Enfiel will link arms with Tetrina and be like, care for a stroll towards the seaport, and say it obviously loud enough for Vrim to also hear. And I don't think she can link arms with him. He might be too tall. It'd be a little awkward. But we can start like casually making our way, but just, we're just thinking of it as a nice stroll towards the water.
The three of you have to kind of push your way through the crowd, noticing that the direction you're headed, it thins substantially. As if everyone has flooded here and just they've left a vast majority of this side of town empty. Anna, these figures haven't moved to engage you. They're just standing in the way.
Does it seem fairly obvious that whatever this guy is doing is bad juju?
I would say so.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to cast Rouse Skeletons then. Right under his feet.
Okay. Let's go, you beat me to it. A reflex saving throw. No. That's in fact, that's definitely a failure.
So that's a 10-foot burst, and you see not necessarily a pentagram, but like it's more like got 9 points and a spiral in the middle just lights up underneath, and then the skeletal claws just start coming up and grasping at people.
Oh yeah. I'd say by this time, the three of you have gone up the street far enough that you hear the sounds of combat. You turn to see this massive skeletal arms reaching up under this small group of cloaked figures as they're slowly just being clawed and they're trying to drag them all down.
Hannah is just standing there with like one arm pointed out and like, fake dramatic wind blowing her hair back and stuff.
Well, it's not a casual stroll anymore, guys. And Fiel will start heading towards the sound of danger.
All right. As the combat initiates, these figures being clawed out from underneath, you see them all, cloaks whip open, absolute arcs of energy just leaping off of them, time and space and elements just bending to their whim as they face you down. And then from behind them, there's this horrific, deep, deep growl that rumbles the water and causes waves to start to rise. One massive tentacle arm reaches up, another, and another, just pulling itself up from the deep water. Its massive beaked mouth just coming down on those robed figures in one bite. It reels up, looks at the four of you, and now I'm gonna throw us into some combat.
I wasn't expecting that.
I was expecting another fire
Demon.
demon, so now all of a sudden the water seemed like a safe zone.
I don't know if you've ever fought a kraken, but here's your opportunity.
Never before have I, but I guess today's the day. Oh boy.
Wow. This isn't the same. What happened? What happened? This isn't the demon.
All right, and it rolled everyone's
Oh, it's
initiative
so big.
for you. Oh, it's massive.
Wow.
Obviously,
Oh no.
the kraken is up first, and
Are the other guys
Rude.
gone?
oh yeah, they got eaten.
They're
I mean, I
fish food.
can roll the damage. Nope, that's wrong damage. That's the damage. 84
Why?
points of damage. Yeah, they didn't survive.
Wow.
Uh, It is just going to start breaking off parts of the dock, pulling it underwater. And it's... Yeah, it's going to, like, start to open its mouth, that beak just barely opening. And it spews this perfectly jet black stream of ink across the docks towards all of you. Would you all make a fortitude saving throw, please? With a natural 20.
Ooh.
With a
Oh,
natural
no.
1.
Oh no! Oh no!
I am trying to find it.
It's on the far
Here.
left of the character sheet.
I used to D&D where like you roll a D20 plus like 2-3 points max maybe. So I'm like, oh okay, yeah, 13's respectable, but why is it red?
So this is where we get to see both critical successes and critical failures against a saving throw. A critical success means that you
Love
are
to see it.
taking nothing. Anna, you are fine. You just duck under the ink. No effect. A critical failure means that you are taking double.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So thankfully, the initial ink is not bad. That's 11 points of damage to Vrim and to Trina. And
That's
22 to
22.
Enfield.
Okay.
And feel you are sickened with the Kraken ink.
Where do you put damage?
So if you click your token, and then in the actual chat where I rolled the damage, if you see a button that say damage, half, double, block, and heal. If you click damage while your token is highlighted, it'll
Oh.
automatically deal the damage.
That's
Ah.
actually really cool.
Okay.
And our lovely
Nice.
moderator, Moon Raccoon, has given you all a Defy the Gods, which means
Oh,
that it is
yay.
a once per game ability to modify the story in a way that you see fit. I will let you all determine when you want to use that. But for the moment, Enfield, you are sickened, which means
Okay.
it's basically giving you a -1 to most of your abilities, like your AC, your skills, and you can't willingly ingest anything, including healing potions. You can spend an action to try to retch and to try to get rid of the sickened condition on your turn. But for the moment, you are sickened, and you are going to continue to take that poison damage every turn. But
I'm assuming the blast from earlier should be gone, right?
it is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But the Kraken is done. That brings us to Trina.
I don't think I have anything to help. Oh, I will just I will just try to find the right spot on my page. I don't think I have anything that would help any kind of condition. There was too many different things.
Spellcaster problems.
Would I have healer's tools? Would that be of any help?
So you could, I don't know if you have the battle medicine feat.
What do I have?
I don't
Where is my
believe you.
feats?
So yeah, the healer's tools aren't going to help you much in combat.
Okay. I just
Sure,
thought they
that's-
sounded cool. I don't know what I have.
Oh, wait. No, you do have battle medicine, because you're field medic.
Yep.
So yeah, you can go up to
Yeah, I do
any of
have
your
battle medicine.
companions, spend one action to make a medicine check, and you can start healing them.
Would that help with the second condition?
So you could, instead of healing, you could try to tend to the second condition if you would prefer to do that. Just like dump some Epicac into Enfield's mouth.
I don't know how badly she's hurt.
She's well, right now she's covered in ink, so you actually probably wouldn't be able to tell too much about her condition in general.
Oh,
She just her facial expression is showing you that she's not very content at the moment. Her eyes are like wide, just with black all around, but just a little bit of white, just two round discs.
Okay. Actually, maybe what I'll do. Maybe I'll heal instead, considering if, yeah. I know how hurt I am if I have another 11 damage.
Yep. Cast heal.
Okay. Where is my heal? I have that special heal thing that I can do 3 times.
Yeah, should be in your spellcasting page on the very bottom.
And they do different things.
Yep. I believe when you cast it, it should ask you if you want to do the 1, 2, or 3 action heal.
I'm trying to figure out what the difference was again.
So 1 action heal is range of touch, and it heals just
Yeah.
1d10 per level. So it would be 3d10. The 2 action version is a range of 30 feet, and it heals 3d10 plus 24. The 3 action version is a 30-foot AoE of 3d10 healing.
Okay. And everybody's hurt, I believe, or almost everybody's hurt.
Can I think?
I'm fine. Yeah, if you can get in between those two. Yeah.
It's 30 feet.
Canna is fine though.
Hannah is fine, but I mean the 30 feet reaches. So I will just use my 3 action to use a big heal. I just have to open it again. That only uses 1 of my heals.
Mhm.
So variant.
You can click just the 3 action version there at the bottom of that little chat box. And then click the button that says healing. So everyone
How many
heals.
little parts?
Oh no, that's only 3d8. Should be 3d10 because you have healing hands. Because clerics are awesome. Everyone heals 18 points of healing.
Okie dokie. I
So
think
we
I
just
have another
can't
thing.
heal on that roll.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry, 19 because of your healer staff.
Ooh.
Yep.
Very helpful.
Just this wave that starts to wash away that inky black poison, even mostly uncovering Enfield from the pool that she's currently buried under.
Her face still looks very like disgusted, but somehow great. Like I don't know how, but she somehow like emanates greatness towards you.
Just a thumbs up just pops out from the ink.
She's like doubled over with like one hand on her knee, but the other one's just like thumbs up.
Enfield, you're up.
I hope everyone feels better.
Enfield like feels stronger, but still just like she needs to throw up or something. So you said if I literally just focus on that, I can just try to clear the condition.
Yep, so you can
And that's
send
one
one
of my moves.
action to make another fortitude saving throw to try to get rid of the sickness.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's hope that it's better than a natural 1. That's all I hope for. Hey!
Better.
That's something.
Better. It's unfortunately still
it
not a success.
Not. Okay. Can she would just do things at negatives, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it just gives you -1 to basically anything.
How
Which
would
it-
that affect spells?
I don't think it does affect spells.
Okay.
Um. Oh, it does. It affects your spell DC and your spell attack.
Okay.
It gives you -1 to both.
Okay, well then... She still wants to try to do something, because I'm assuming I can't just sit there for my entire turn and 3 times just
You
try
absolutely can.
to... Oh, okay. Would it do anything if I, like, brought out an herb that, like, I know is supposed to help, like, if I, like, sniff it or something, maybe it'll help
If you want to
clear out
spend
anything?
one action, like pulling out some concoction of herbs and just like, trying to assist to get some sort of reaction. Yeah, I would say that would be your second action. Your third
Yeah.
action, you could.
And then re-rolling fortitude?
Yep. And this
Okay.
one will be with a +2 bonus.
Okay. Okay. 27?
If I just some heaving just as this kraken is pulling itself onto the island behind you all, you just heal Enfield just in the corner, just heaving away, finally managing to get rid of the sickness. Won't go into graphic detail because gross, but
I'm being so helpful, guys. You're welcome.
Get it out, bud. Just get it out.
your sickness is gone.
I've never had animal product before. Even ink. Oh,
My vegan diet has been ruined.
Oh,
you're pure vegan.
my druidic powers. That brings us to Kana.
Okay, so Kana will take 1 action, and Lero is actually going to take 3 this time. Kana's action will be to sustain on the roused skeletons
Oh, so yeah.
and move it up underneath. You said this because this thing is like partially kind of up on the. Well,
So-
I mean, he definitely made the save.
So, because that's a
Right.
natural 1, it turns it from a success into a failure.
Oh.
Because it drops the level of success by 1. So even though
Okay.
it cannot physically roll low enough to be under your saving throw, the natural 1 makes it low enough.
Well, okay then.
Go team.
There's 7 points of damage. It's not exactly
You
looking
tickled it.
hurt yet. But it's
Glad you
been
guys are doing something, though.
Lero is going to use 1 action to move and then attack twice.
go for it.
You see Lero's kind of arms spread out wide, and those sleeves finally come up, and there's just these ridiculously oversized skeletal claws out on both sides, and he just brings them together.
That hits.
25. It hits. Okay. And 10 points.
10 points of damage.
And it is slashing damage instead of bludgeoning. It's versatile. And second multi-attack. So this is con. Oh, that's a not. No. No.
That hits, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to miss, giant octopus.
Yeah, I mean, you are sending Lero up, and these strikes are, the combat effectiveness of your Eidolon, and it feels like it's just hitting, no matter what. It's just the strikes, no matter how wild it seems, it's still connecting.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah, that's my turn.
Brings us to Vrim. Were you last both combats?
I'm not good at initiative. So I would have to take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I would have to take 2 actions of movement to get into range and attack.
Yep.
So I think we were out here, 30 feet, because I have movement of 15 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 2. And strike.
It hits.
6 hits. Damage.
Oh,
17.
17 points of damage. It's certainly taken some damage. I wouldn't say it's close to dead. But you're hacking away at the limbs at least. Anything else?
That was my 3 actions. I had 2 movement and 1. Yeah.
So as a champion, you do have your reaction, the Glimpse of Redemption, which means that if an ally within 15 feet of you would get hit, you can use your reaction to at least give them some resistance to that damage, which would be 2 plus your level, so resistance 7.
Is that on my turn or at any point in combat?
If an enemy would ever hit an ally within 15 feet, then you can use that reaction.
So the only one in radius would be Keta right now, correct? And Lero?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, that brings us to the top, to the Kraken, who's I think we're gonna go with a double attack.
Why not?
Gonna throw 1 into Kana and 1 into Vrim.
So yeah, I will use that on Kana.
So Kana, you'll be able to reduce this damage by 7, assuming that it hits, because I could miss. This is onto Kana. This is onto Vrim. You hold out this shield and you start to deflect that massive tentacle, but it still does wrap around, managing to hit Kana behind you. That is 33 points of bludgeoning damage apiece.
nice.
And you are both grabbed and picked up by this thing. Its last action, Kana, is going to bring the tentacle up to its mouth, open it wide, and just drop you in. It is going to swallow you whole. Would you make a Fortitude saving throw?
Oh.
You all watch Kana get lifted up into the air. It lets go, and she just disappears into this thing's mouth. You know that Lero has a physical connection. The two of them, they can't exist without each other. And in that moment, Lero's visage, this ghostly floating figure, just cracks. And the two halves of it just fade out of existence. It is at this point, the street starts to go cloudy, till it finally turns so dark that it envelops all of you. You find yourself shooting up out of bed, staring up the tavern around you, the sun beaming down, the birds falling out, the smell of mead and the breakfast hitting you from the kitchen down below. And as you all do wake up, that is where we are going to take a minute to pause, take a break, give everyone some time to grab a drink, stretch your legs, do whatever it is you gotta do. And we'll come back with the very first time that this group is waking up here in the tavern. And we'll see what they want to do today.
Definitely the first.
Maybe they'll go for a walk. Who knows?
We'll
Alright.
go through a walk in the forest.
This time we just stay in the entire time.
We'll see you soon, everybody.
Nothing bad can happen in the end, right?
And welcome back. Before we jump back into this very normal day of just waking up in a lovely tavern, I did want to post something for you all real quick. You notice on the back screen that we are sponsored by and sponsoring the Monsters Beast book and a guide to friend them from Eldritch Osiris Games. They're a publishing company run by our very own Geek James 513 on Twitter. Who is and I'm probably gonna get this wrong. I apologize, buddy. Please post in chat if I do. But I believe this is a co-op publishing company where all of the authors and producers and everything, they're all paid equally. Everyone is given their share, and it's really a very beautiful thing. And they put out a ton of Pathfinder products, which highly recommend you go check out. But the link I posted there in chat, it is specifically for the Monsters Beast book and where to find them. And I was specifically recommended to say that people should sign up for the backer kit. This supports the authors, the writers, and everyone. And it's full of very cool things. So yeah, go check it out. But this is very normal, very happy day. The four of you shooting awake from some unfortunate nightmare. Would you all like to do?
Do the same thing I did yesterday, but this time I'm checking on Canna. Knocking on the door, Canna!
Run out into
Hannah
the
like
hall.
flings the door open, grabs Enfield by the shirt. Enfield, I got eaten by the giant squid.
You're who died this time! Are you okay?
I'm still a little grossed out, to be perfectly honest, because the inside of that thing was not pretty. You do not want to see the inside of a giant squid. It is gross.
Say that I threw up without ever seeing the inside of it, so I believe that.
Yeah, no, I can still smell it. It's really bad.
I'm so sorry.
It's like calamari after 5 days in the sun. It's terrible.
Ugh.
Come out of the room hearing that. Ah, ooh.
Yeah, you're telling me.
So Mead.
Mm.
Should we go get Brim? Used to be the
we
last
eat-
riser.
Yeah.
Should we
Yeah, I
skip
guess
the mead?
I kind of feel like I
The
need
I
Prim's
don't feel
door
like I want the
flies
mead.
open. We will not skip the mead this morning.
As I start walking down the stairs, I'm actively holding hands with Cooper.
Just like
He's
whose
not
arm
getting tangled up this time in the crowd.
has to like the little vine arm has to extend up to grab onto your hand. Because he's like maybe 8 or 9 inches tall. Just a tiny
I
buddy.
can put him on my shoulder if he's that tiny.
There you go.
Okay, I didn't realize he was that small. I thought he was like dog size. I don't know. Okay, yeah, he'll be on my shoulder.
Okay.
And I'll be like keeping an eye on him.
Yeah. You come down the stairs to, cheers and applause and people that just want to come up and, shake your hand, pat you on the back. And of course,
This time, I think Brim gets a little upset. Doesn't like people to begin with. And so Brim's just gonna shout like, "Scatter! Millberry! Breakfast!"
I mean, everyone around you there's a moment of, and then they realize, oh, that's just Brim, and then it's laughter, and then they return to
And
cheering
Phil does
you
a little
on.
like laugh and like, oh, Brim. But she's also like, get the fuck out.
Of course, Milbury has to hop onto
In
the
the back of her
bar.
mind. The back of her mind.
Well, good morning to you. We got some breakfast and some mead for you. Of course, we got sausage and eggs. But we know some of you're not the meat-eating types, so we got some vegetables, some fruits, we got some cheeses. And you can't have
I
the
will take
cheese.
the cheese.
I can't eat cheese. Thank you so much, though. We'll have a little bit of everything, I think, and we'll just make sure that maybe keep the vegetables on a separate plate for me, please.
Can do. All right, get out, the lot of you. Let him eat in peace. And slowly shuffle everyone out. This time, Cooper's not drug away in the legs of people.
I have my hands like on my shoulder, just making sure I can like feel him there, just in case.
Eventually, Milberry brings everything out, brings out the drinks. Anything else I can get you? You're looking a little worse for the wear today.
Anything strange happening?
Anybody even had bad dreams or anything lately?
Not that I know of. I mean, you're in town. How strange could things possibly get?
Trouble seems to follow us, it seems. So the answer to that question is very.
You say so. Let me bring out the drinks for you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Head off to the kitchen.
Should we investigate the inn? See if there's anything strange? Weird
just
things
find-
under our pillows?
Well, so the question that I have is, at the end of the day, does that mean that a demon and a kraken attack the town, or does it just depend where
we go?
Am I the drama? Are we the drama?
Oh,
I'm all the drama.
I mean, none of this can be real, right? It's got to be like some kind of illusion.
Something's
This
going
can't. I mean,
on.
this can't really
It's
be
beyond
happening.
any hallucinogenic I know.
At this point, can we remember each iteration? Or do we only wake up remembering like a bad
The
dream
most
that we
recent
had?
one.
Yeah.
You know what? Would you all make a will saving throw?
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, imagine if one of us just doesn't even remember any of this and we're like, I just had a bad dream, but I can't place it.
Oof.
Oh no.
I
I mean,
mean,
it makes sense. She went through a traumatic experience. She did
Yeah.
just die.
For being eaten.
She's too traumatized by being eaten by a giant squid.
Hannah, that. I mean, they're saying something about a demon, but no, that was a kraken. That wasn't a demon.
Mm.
You guys are confused. Do you not know the difference between giant squid monsters and demons?
So you've
No, I
already
mean,
forgotten the smell of the calamari?
Oh no, I definitely smell the calamari.
Oh right,
No,
you
there
know.
was a demon, and
That
then
was
we
a-
went
that was
to
a giant
sleep,
squid.
and
That
then there
was
was
a kraken.
Tatrina, you actually, the more you think, the more you remember a wave of giant rats that came through town and attacked people, and these swarms that just overwhelmed all of you.
there was
Plus-
rats too.
Some
What?
kind of ice elemental that came into town and froze people. These vague memories.
One has issues. There was like ice elementals, there was rats, there was demons and krakens and
Well, now you're just adding things. Come on, you remember there was a demon, and then there was a kraken. Hopefully
before
that's
the
not
demon, there was
you're not,
rats.
What demon are you talking about?
you're not
Cynthia?
seeing
You're
the
just,
future, are you?
you've been eating too many of your mushrooms because there was no demons.
I don't choose the hallucinogenic ones.
So you say.
I know my mushrooms. You just don't remember an entire demon, apparently.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to forget, I would think.
But somehow you managed.
What about you, Bren?
I think with a 23, I only remember the two we've experienced.
What else
in
would
the
there be to
campaigns.
remember? It's only been those two.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wait,
So
I just realized what Tatrina's role means.
um
Oh no.
so I remember my head being taken off. That is not fun. And I remember
Whoa!
you being eaten by a kraken. After summoning some pretty cool skeleton arms, if I remember. It seems.
Yeah, that was a really
They were
nice cut.
creepy.
Yeah, I mean, the boss lets me use some of the subcontractors sometimes to do stuff like that. Uh,
For the
wait, what
demon, there was the
about
rat.
you losing your head? Your head? What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
For the
okay,
next
let's
morning,
stop
he
arguing.
woke up and he thought
Wait,
his head was smaller.
Kenna, how do you feel about sunflowers?
Are those the big yellow ones in Fiel?
Yes.
Yeah.
You've seen them
Okay.
before.
Yes. Yeah.
You saw them just the other
look
day
like
before the
something.
demon attack. Come on, you remember. It actually looks like that. Just not dried.
I mean,
I literally am fulfilling the druid prophecy behind me right now. So
I don't know.
you don't remember the sunflowers or the demon, the
Alright.
small or the big features of that day at all.
I remember getting back here last night, and then there was and then it was the whole Kraken thing, and then
Come back here last
waking
night.
up
We woke
again.
from the-
Yeah, but there might be others that you can't remember because apparently sometimes we forget. Now, can we stop arguing on whether or not there was a demon and just try to solve this problem? Something is
Not-
making us relive a day.
But we're not
And
always
different
remembering.
Monsters.
Talking about with
Don't
the
always remember
rats.
it. And different monsters.
So, okay. So if one day we went to the forest and we encountered a demon, and one day we went to the water and encountered a kraken, where would we be safe? Or do we want to be safe?
You need to stop the time loop.
I mean, it's only been 2 times. It can't be too bad, but this is starting to get a little ridiculous.
I remember 4. There might have
Has
been more.
Milbury returned with the ales, or is she just taking an exceptionally long time?
She has not yet come back.
Oh,
We should check
I
for the
think Vrim is gonna sense the expanse of time and go and check. Vrim needs an ale. Vrim needs an ale to solve this problem. And Milbury seems to be taking her time, so I will move back to the kitchen if I can.
What
to
monster
locate
is in the
our-
kitchen?
Yeah, locate our barmaid.
it's a golem made of all of the equipment in the kitchen.
Yeah, you head back to the door that leads into the kitchen. Give it a tug, turn the knob. It's not locked or anything. You're inside. And it's very dark. You have dark vision.
Yeah.
And unlike games like 5e, because I know most people are familiar with D&D 5th edition, where you'll have like dark vision 60 feet. In Pathfinder, you either can see in the dark or you can't. There's no limit. You can just see. The kitchen is old and very, very abandoned. There are cobwebs everywhere. There's layers of dust. This place hasn't been used or seen human contact for probably years.
Is the main, if I look back into the main bar area, is it similarly old, or is it
Oh no,
in use.
the room that all your companions are in, it's bright, the sun is shining, everything is clean.
We've been eating.
I'm going to alert my fellows to the suspicious nature of this kitchen. And
The ale
venture.
coming?
Grim, as you turn back to your companions, you hear this voice as if it was someone sitting next to you, like whispering to themselves. But there's obviously no one there. Just no. That's wrong. That's wrong. I need to fix that. And when you look back, the kitchen is fully stocked. It's clean. It is sunny. And you see Mulberry there, who looks at you. Oh, sorry. Got a little distracted with the. I'm coming right out with the ales.
I'll give you a hand, Milbury. You
Oh,
seem to be
appreciate
running
it.
this place by yourself.
Usually it's not this busy.
4 patrons is busy.
That and all the patrons that you bring, the traders that come to town to see you. But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Where's the ale?
she'll load up your hands with wooden mugs of mead, and usher you out of the kitchen. Like, all right, to the table then.
Is the inn the drama?
Possibly. But did we see what was in the kitchen? I think only Vim did.
No, only Vren did.
So returning to the table, we now have our breakfast and our ales.
Yep.
I believe she brought out
You.
the breakfast beforehand. I'm going to make sure that Milbury is not here before I recount
Oh,
the.
she posts up on the bar and is now just watching you.
Milbury, we have to plan our next adventure. Would you mind giving us the room?
Not even gonna be in
5 minutes.
town a day before you're already off some new adventure. Can't even
There's
just take a
large
breather.
world to save, Milbury.
Who knows when you'll be back in town next. Savor it.
I suspect tomorrow.
You'll hop off the bar and head to the stairs and head up.
What's wrong with you? That was
Milbury's
weird.
so nice. She doesn't have to leave.
What's going on?
That kitchen hadn't loaded in.
What?
I'm sorry. Is this the proper wording for the era?
No,
that
that's that's right.
we're in? Does that
I
compute with
explained
us?
that on first glance, the kitchen seemed to be abandoned. Did it appear to be the same room,
Mhm.
only much older?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, from what I have seen, only the areas that we are actively in will be populated, and being like actively used. When I further explained that when I first entered the kitchen, Milbury was not in there. It was a dark and dirty old kitchen.
Well, they
But
don't
when
have to be functioning the whole time. They can take a break for a second or two. She can be off in the back corner somewhere.
but she cannot clean a whole kitchen within the span of the time for me to let you know how dirty the kitchen was. For when I returned from over my shoulder, it was a clean kitchen and she was pouring our ales. I also heard whisperings. This is not correct. It should not be this way. Let me fix that.
And
Can I look
feel
out the window?
kind of. Oh,
You can talk.
it's sunny, right? The birds are out. There's people. They wave back to you.
Okay, what were you saying? Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say Enfield was gonna like kind of peek up the stairs, kind of to see if because Millberry went upstairs, right? So she kind of peeks to see if she can see Millberry, and then she'll kind of walk over to the kitchen and open the door and see what she sees when she looks in the kitchen.
You can kind of hear like one of the rooms being opened and like sweeping going on. The window, gets pulled open to sweep out some dust. But yeah, the kitchen, it smells like food. It smells like meat. It's clean and bright.
Okay. I walk back to the table and just kind of almost like she's kind of just focusing on trying to calm her nerves. Enfiel pulls lavender out of like one of her pouches, and she's putting a little bit of it into each person's ale, kind of just as like a calming flavor addition kind of thing, just because all of us seem stressed, so she's like automatically think of like the medicinal, like how do I help this situation. Lavender's really calming. But as she's like kind of focusing on putting lavender in each glass, she's like, the kitchen looks normal, but right now I don't know what normal is, so I don't know.
You think it would do
So,
anything to cast Dispel Magic?
You
I
give it a
mean,
shot.
if we're trapped in some kind of spell, might not be a bad idea.
I'll use my Dispel Magic and cast it on, I don't know, around us if it's possible. Is that a
Cast it on
possibility?
everything.
The 120 feet radius. So it would probably encompass an inn, kind of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If it does anything.
Oh, well, let's do this. As Katrina's doing it, Canna will do it as well.
Absolutely.
Let's fusion dance that crap.
Enfiel looks at everybody dispelling magic, and she says, I have it too if you want.
I mean, if this is a really strong spell, maybe if we kind of combine and
Focus on different rooms, expand it.
yeah.
Cooper's currently
Or the
on top
kitchen.
of the table, eating his foot.
I'll stand on the table, just cast it on the table.
I'm really I love the fact that I chose my dog's name, but at the same time, at first you were like, "Oh yeah, Cooper's chewing his foot," and I'm like, "What's he doing?" Because he's just right, he's just right in the bed next to me. I'm like, "What? How do you know?"
Yeah, three of you want to roll your counteract checks. Go for it. And reminder
the
that you
counteract.
do have your Defy the Gods, which lets you alter the story in a way that benefits you. Ooh, a 23, a 28.
Wait, where is counteract again?
So if you actually
So, Cat,
click the spell, Dispel Magic, it'll pop up in chat, and there's a button that says counteract.
Okay.
I figure it won't hurt to try.
Okay.
23, 24, 28.
All right.
Vrim, you got any counter magics in you?
I hit things and I heal things. That's
Same time?
Just start swinging your sword into the wall.
yeah, I can absolutely attack the nearest wall.
Go for it.
He gives
Yeah.
up. I pick things up and puts them down.
So I don't know what the AC of this bar wall is, but I think a crit will
Freaking natural
absolutely.
20.
You just crit the wall.
Yeah.
New
So
door!
I for this do I just hit the critical button or do I do
Yeah.
damage and we do it
Yeah.
manually? Oh.
Critical button. 24 points of damage. To I mean, to a wall that wasn't necessarily able to defend itself. That was kind of just innocently standing there, honestly.
Look, we know it's actually a mimic.
Oh
Inner
no.
mimic.
Your
The entire
sword,
room is a mimic? That's terrifying.
sword just buries itself into the wall to the point where you have to like stick your foot up and like start to wrench it back out. But with the three of your dispel magics all interweaving into the air around you, finding threads of magic, connecting to them, and then when you finally initiate the dispel magic, it just separates. There's a moment as Vrim, your sword buries into the wall, and as you're starting to pull it out, it rips almost like paper. You all feel drops of snow hitting your faces. Very, very cold breeze washing through. You kind of see little bits of rubble around you. The walls are just shifting into this grayish stone with a small layer of snow on top of them. And you all hear the voice. No, 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 that's not how the story goes. No, it's... Oh, this is all wrong. Try this again.
Defy the gods.
Ooh. Hit me
No,
with
the
it.
story's over, Milbury. You can come out.
No, no, I said, why isn't it? I said that we're gonna try this again.
No, we're not.
The scene continues to shift. The walls just kind of melt away. With snowfall continues to the point where you realize that there's a small layer of snow on each. The sun, the birds, all of it just fades away. Find yourselves some of you lying down, some of you sitting propped up against the ruins of a wall, all staring up at this statuette. It's looking over top of you, an open book in its hands. His voice seems to just call out almost from the statue. No, maybe if we try giants next time. Maybe
No.
I'll do that.
Stop.
What are you
No
doing
more.
here? No, go back to sleep. Don't.
We're
We're
not
done
going back
sleeping.
to sleep.
No more torturing us.
We've slept far too long.
We have stuff to do. Places to
I got
go.
eaten by a squid.
Do. We don't need any more squids. We don't need any giants.
No, 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 no. You can't wake up. Wait, the story isn't done. You didn't find the right ending.
And what ending was that?
I don't know why I'm still looking.
Who are you?
And what are you trying to achieve?
Just go back to sleep.
No
Tired.
more sleeping. Game's up.
I want to cast Read Aura.
Oh. The third level, you know whether an item is magical, and if it is, you learn the school of magic. This object in front of you is it feels like you're getting little bits of the plane that you had recalled before, the dimension of dreams. This thing definitely seems animate, and not necessarily that this is its entirely true form, but seems to be one that it takes while it's working. Well, it has hosts under its thrall.
Can I use intimidation on the statue? Reveal yourself, vile creature.
Yeah, roll your intimidate.
That is just hit the.
It's too bad all of us used our dispel magic in the room.
Oh,
Yep.
here we go.
It helped. A 26.
6.
Statue actually starts to close that book it's been holding, little bits of stone just flaking off and hitting the ground. Fine. You're not going to go back to sleep willingly. I'll put you back to sleep. You're not going to remember any of this. We'll find an end to the story. The little bits continue to flake off. You see strands of black hair just start sprouting out. They feature a figure mostly formless with this kind of grayish purple skin, no mouth, and it stands taller than any of you, if just barely taller than Vrim. Very thin, very gaunt, but it just radiates this aura of making you want to see things that aren't there, making the world seem different than it should be.
By any chance, is the symbol for my Soul Warden dedication glowing?
What would the conditions of it glowing be?
Whenever an undead creature or captive soul is within 100 feet.
Not under.
If we are sitting here kind of gripping with this varying illusion of what's real and what's not, I want to cast a spell called Dancing Lights, which basically just creates up to 4 floating lights, no 2 of which are more than 10 feet apart. And that's kind of just to serve as a, like, grounding, like, I know this is real kind of thing. Just so wherever I put those out to, just making sure that, like, we have some semblance of where things are in whatever reality she's trying to skew.
Um, Sorry, the token did transfer over, so now I'm transferring it. Did that work? Hey, there we
Yes.
go. The
Wow,
figure
that's not creepy looking at all.
fully, breaks
Wow.
out of the statue. It's standing there, the book still dangling from its hand. As these dancing lights just start popping up around it, their appearance even partially distorted. Like one is radiating almost this fire. Another looks like it's so cold that it's barely giving off any light at all. And I'm going to throw us back into some initiative. If we go off of Dark Souls logic, it's not the massive Krakens and Balor demons is the one you have to look out for. It's the enemies that are the same size as you.
Dark Souls logic, man. We'd all be dead already if that was the case. Like, for real.
It's those human-sized enemies you have to look out for.
Right?
Every time.
How?
Ugh.
How are you always?
Wow.
Every time.
Well, unfortunately for you, the animate dream did roll a natural 20 on initiative.
No.
Oof. Oof.
And if you would like to adjust your positions, I'd say you have 5 to 10 foot grace period if you would like to have stepped back in this time, or kind of shifted around. All up to you. Epic enough. What happens when you have a library of just thousands of songs to choose from? There we go. All right.
Good problems.
The animate dream.
Right.
Having two of you immediately up with it. Yeah, it's going to reach out with those black tendrils of hair and whip Vrim and then Nero. The Nightmare Tendril against Vrim. It's a 29 to hit.
Versus my AC.
Yep.
Yeah, 23.
It is 18 points of negative damage. And I need a fortitude saving throw.
42.
You are fine. It tries to pull your mind back into that dream, but you resist it.
So I just take the 18.
Yep. And then onto Lero, same thing, at a -4 penalty, because of multiple attacks. That's a 23 to hit Lero.
Nope.
You say no?
AC at 22.
Okay. That is 18 points of negative damage. Very good damage roll. And I need a fortitude saving throw.
So Lero's is the same as Canna's, so 24.
You're fine. You also resist being pulled back into that dream. It is actually going to, after both of those tendrils hit, and it sees that nothing is happening, it's going to, that book just flips open in its hand, and words, different people you know, conversations you've had, even your own voices just pour out of it. Would all of you make a will saving throw? Hannah with another natural 20. Enfield to 24. You're fine. Tetrina with a 31. You are fine. Grim, this is only going to affect you.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else, you are just shielding your minds. You don't want to get pulled back. But Vrim, as the book starts to play out, it reminds you that these aren't friends around you. You're surrounded by enemies. Everyone you see becomes a potential threat to you. This is a spell called Paranoia.
Oh.
Even those that were considered previously allies, you can treat no one as an ally. This doesn't mean you have to go attack them. You still recognize this thing as a threat. It's just that the others can't help you for things like flanking, and you don't count as a friendly creature for their spells.
Okay.
But that's it. Does no damage. Tetrina.
I think I am going to try. I don't know if this would do any good, but I'm going to try to cast Daze on it.
Ooh. I believe that's a will saving throw.
Heal. I believe there's something in there. Does it say? Yeah. Like diddle.
That's a natural 19 for 32 total.
Meh. Does it do anything? It doesn't do anything then?
On a success, it would do half damage, but on a critical success, it does nothing.
Oh well. I tried.
Just send these jolts of energy into its mind, up kind of in its eyes, but it is so focused on sending you all back to the dream that it doesn't even seem to notice.
It's very tough. That was 2. And I'll just take a step back.
All right. Enfield.
I want to bring up the monkeys.
Monkeys. Yes.
Monkeys.
It's monkey time.
So basically, these monkeys cannot be attacked. And I can choose what kind of mischief they bring. And there just so happens to be an option for them to commit flagrant burglary to perhaps a special book in the hands of the person we're fighting. I believe it is, I think it's a DC minus 10 because it's very obvious what they're doing. But, I'm interested to see how it goes. So how would I roll that?
What is your spell what is your spell DC?
It's a great question. Where would that be?
In your spellcasting page, should be at the very top.
20.
So you have plus 10 to their attempt to steal.
Okay. How would I roll that?
Just roll a d20 and we'll add 10. Easiest
Cool,
way to
okay.
do it.
All right, I can do that.
Just monkeys just start appearing out of the shadows, just climbing up out of the ground. A 22 versus a perception DC of 22, which means that that's going to just succeed.
No.
The monkeys just
Everybody
start-
else has Defy the Gods too. I'm the only one who's used Defy the Gods.
Oh wait, we all have that?
It's
I thought it
once
was one.
per group.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought it was
yeah.
shit.
collective.
Okay.
I was gonna say that's too good.
That's
Or
too
the
good.
my gods, that's too good.
They just start climbing up on this thing, clambering in between your allies and it, and even Vrim. And one of them just manages to bite down on the thumb and just rips the book away as they just swarm over top of each other, and this just screeches out, "No! Give it back! You don't understand! Give it back!"
I'm hoping the monkeys bring it back to me. Or if they just steal it and run off into the depths and I don't even know where the book goes, that's actually not that bad either.
I think for the moment they are just simply taking it and just doing general mischief with it.
Okay. Let's see.
But next round, you could certainly tell them to bring it back to you.
So that would be the end of my turn then.
You still have an action left. That was only 2 actions.
Okay. I think I'm also going to use my spell called Tanglefoot, which would be a vine covered in sticky sap appears from thin air, flicking from my hand and lashing itself to the target, just so she can't try to chase after the monkeys.
Yeah, make an attack roll. A natural 20. So many natural 20s.
Yeah.
Yay.
A critical success. The target is immobilized and has a minus 10-foot circumstance penalty to its speeds for a round. It can attempt to escape against your spell DC to remove the penalty and the immobilized condition. But for the moment, it's going nowhere.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right. That's Lero should not be an initiative. Get out of here. What are you doing? Get out of here. Kana.
Alright. So Lero is going to take one action, and that is just going to be a slash.
A
30 to hit.
Let me make sure, see if that's a crit. That is definitely a hit, almost a crit. The crits, you just
That's
need to
8?
beat their DC by 10. You beat it by 9.
Oh,
Oh.
darn.
Yay.
Close. Okay. And then for Kanna's 3 actions, she is going to begin casting Inner Radiance Torrent. And I'm going to use all 3 actions to just build that up Goku style. And yeah. Yeah, she is literally sitting there, their hands like this, with this warbling ball of purple energy pulsating right there. And
So-
that's my turn.
Yeah, so you're spending all 3 actions this round, and you can spend 3 more on your next turn.
Right.
Okay. That is going to be horrific because she can't move. All right. Vrim.
In a sea of enemies, I turn to the one closest to me.
Which, of course, is the cleric across the battlefield.
Yeah.
You runs up to him.
So yeah, I'm gonna attack this dream monster. Do I get any bonuses because they're restrained?
I don't think immobilized makes them flat-footed, but I will double check. Mobilized. You can't use any action with the move trait. Nope, they just can't make any moves.
Okay, cool. Regular hit, then
24 absolutely
24?
hits.
Fantastic. Damage.
9
Just
points
9.
of damage. Very nice.
And I'm going to
I feel like the boss music is a vibe when you're actually like doing well against the boss.
Got 2
Okay.
actions left.
Yeah. Lero is also an enemy to me,
You are
right? Because I have
Oh,
no friends
no.
in this room.
you are unfriendly.
I am unfriendly.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Then I will simply make a move action away from these people. Let's see, 10 or 5 feet to the other side of my main target, making distance between unfriendly individuals there, and then make a second attack. That I believe has
-5
with 2
penalty.
attacks -5. So I have a circumstance +1 now, so it would be a -4.
So if you click your token and you go up to that top, all those like boxes, if you go to
Yeah.
strikes, you'll see that you have a +14, a +9, and a +4.
Uh-huh.
So click the +9.
Okay.
And that'll apply all of your buffs and penalties in one swing.
Okay. Perfect.
The 23 absolutely hits.
Alright, so damage again.
Ooh, for 15
That's better.
more. Shit, this thing is looking kind of hurt.
Go.
Weird, the difference between a level 18 Kraken and an enemy that is appropriate for your level.
No, we just had the right strategic moves for this one.
That's
we
it.
thought it through.
Yeah.
Well, it can't move, and its book is gone, which means that its spellcasting is severely reduced. It is going to target. Let's go with Enfield. Going to look at you, the
That's
eyes
fair.
just blazing with hatred. Will you make
Yeah.
a will save?
Okay. I asked for that. Ugh.
Oh,
Okay,
Big
okay. But there's hero points,
there
correct?
are. Yep,
And
you have
this
2 hero
is,
points.
the big baddie, so it feels like I can maybe would I just would I just re-roll the will
So
check, or do
you
I do
right
anything else?
click it in the chat. Right click that 13 and you'll see a pop-up that says reroll using a hero point.
Yes. Okay.
It's not a 1.
It's not a 1.
It's a 2.
So I was mistaken. At 3rd level, she can still target 5 creatures even without the book.
Oh.
So would
lovely.
everyone make a will saving throw?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So I don't blatantly fail, but I also don't
You fail, but not critically.
awfully. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. 14 still critically fails.
Do I just go with the second?
Uh-oh.
This is the second critical failure I've gotten.
That is a failure from everybody.
Oh no.
23 doesn't save. Okay.
Fear.
So, on a failure, you're frightened 2. So, Tatrina, you are frightened 2. Kana, you are frightened 2. Vrim, you are frightened 2. And, Enfield, you are frightened 3. And you are fleeing next round.
What does frightened 2 do?
Frightened just basically lowers all of your stats, all of your skill checks, your AC, your attacks by the number equal to the frightened condition. So basically, all of you have everything lowered by 2. And at the end of every turn, your frightened condition gets better by 1.
Okay.
Okay. Is there something to select to put a condition on?
I already got you.
Yep.
Okay.
We have 1 action left. Vrim, let's
boy.
try to hit you with another tentacle of nightmares. Nightmare tendril.
Boy.
It's a 37 to
Oof.
hit. What's your AC?
Me?
Vrim.
AC 21. So yeah.
That's a crit. Would you make another fortitude saving throw? And take 18 points of negative damage. I said, once again, I'm going to try to bring you back into that nightmare dream state. A 15 is just a failure, not a critical failure. Which means that you are now stupefied. It's not going to let me bring the condition onto you. Stupefied won't mean much for you. It's mostly for spellcasters.
Okay.
But
There we go. I think.
part of your subconscious is now back in that state where you can smell the mead, you can smell the bar, you can hear the crowd cheering you on, telling you to just come on back. We'll throw a party for you. Just come on. But that's its turn done. Katrina.
Okay. I'm gonna try a spell, but I don't know if it'll help.
Oh,
So it's actually an attack spell.
we love it.
So
Moonlight Ray.
they will just shoot this ray of moonlight at the creature.
Yeah, make an attack roll.
I hit the attack button.
Mhm.
I haven't done any attacks yet.
Oh!
Another
That's a crit.
natural 20. Okay. Would you roll 20d6, please?
Whoa!
How do I roll 20d6?
So if you actually just click damage, we can just double it.
Okay. 46.
Why is that only 5d6?
5d6.
Well, click it again, because it did 23 points of cold.
If it's a fiend or undead, it does extra damage.
Yep. So roll it again for the good damage.
So just hit damage.
So 39 points of damage, doubled to 78 points of damage.
Yeah.
This
If that doesn't
Does that hurt it?
this thing has a maximum health of 78.
He's out.
That
That's
was
game.
that was enough to one-shot it. How would you like to finish this thing?
Moonlight at it, and it just kind of like it wants to be asleep, so it's just gonna kind of fall asleep and disintegrate into moonlight.
The beam just cuts
What a
through
great
the
set.
snow, cuts through the clouds, and just strikes it there at the base of the statue, where it just starts to burn away. That scream starts to die out. Canna, you are holding a radiant torrent. That moment
Sure.
that it starts to burn, you see that opening and just combine your radiance with the moon, and the two of you just cause this thing to full disappear. Any trace of it is removed from existence.
Didn't expect it to hit that hard.
Oh, that was a hell of a shot.
incredible.
Nice
And
job.
Enfield just turns and just starts sprinting away from you.
Oh.
She'll get like halfway to the tree line or some visible like point in the distance, and then all of a sudden she'll kind of like turn around to check to make sure you guys are okay, and just like freeze and turn, but like ready to turn back around and keep going until she's sure that everything's gone.
The book is still there, however.
Ooh, look.
The monkeys can have it.
No, come on, monkey. I want to run for that.
Okay, never mind. The monkeys can't have it. I'm sorry.
Yes, Canna is very interested in looking at that book and what the hell is this? She does have oddity identification,
Ooh.
which gives her a bonus to identify magic with the mental, possession, prediction, or scrying traits,
Absolutely.
and quick identification as well.
I think this is just general magic. So, yeah. Roll your occultism, please.
That is a 19 plus 2 for 21 if oddity
Yes,
applies.
absolutely. You, after a few moments of studying, would recognize this as being an item long since lost to time called the Tome of Dreams.
The Tome of Dream?
It's a straight connection to the plane of dreams. And
So we were in a different plane.
technically, it physically lets you pull magics from that plane to do things like enter a creature's dreams, to see its subconscious, to grant your allies a deeper, more restful slumber, to plague an individual with intense nightmares from any story that you happen to read. It's a fairly powerful and dangerous book.
Holy. Do you guys know what this is?
Nope.
Enfiel will yell from a distance, "Is she actually gone?"
Yes.
And then she'll jog back and
There might
Join-
be pieces of her floating around with the snow, but I'm not sure. They all kind of look the same now.
I think I'm okay. It feels like it's okay. She doesn't feel as afraid anymore. She'll start walking back or jogging back.
Super safe.
Yeah, I think Cooper was like being just like
Oh.
waving in the wind as you were running.
A little leafy tassel.
Feel like I'd assume I'd have some kind of like a pocket that he can also go in, kind of like Newt Scamander,
Mm-hmm.
where he can just like tuck away so he's not
Like a-
just at risk of
like a
flying
little,
away.
little baby carrier, and stick him in.
For a little 8-inch thing.
A little baby Bjorn.
So cute.
With the animate dream dead, you'd all that mental block would start to fade, knowing that yes, you have been here for a while. You have died probably dozens of times in different ways. That town wasn't real. Millbury wasn't real. None of those people were real. Was this thing messing? For who knows how long?
We have no fans.
Okay, I'm your guys' fan.
But I think the immediate question is, what would you like to do with the Tome of Dream?
I might keep it.
I thought it was dangerous. Maybe it should be destroyed, but yeah.
As soon
I
as
can see how
Canna
it could be
says that,
useful.
Enfield puts her finger in Canna's face. It's like, you better promise not to do this to us again. I can't do another dream like that.
Are you?
Use it for good, not evil.
Yes, only good. Or
Yeah.
else we destroy it.
People like give people that have been having a rough time like a really nice dream that motivates them.
That's a great idea. I could give you some fantastic dreams and some butterflies and puppies and things like that, and absolutely nobody getting eaten by a giant squid.
Or beheaded by demons, or
beheaded
eaten by rats,
demons,
or
ooh, yeah, definitely
Although-
not eaten by rats. That's bad. That's
I
really
don't know
bad.
what she's saying about the rats.
It's not.
I might have forgotten some things apparently.
That's all right. It happens to me a lot.
Yeah, I know that.
Uh,
I've forgotten some of them apparently, but I remember two.
All right. Feeling like you have been asleep for just days, finally able to stretch, feeling the pops of all the joints, get a nice fire started, and warm up from being freezing cold for so long. The evening would progress. Now, actual, hopefully, real at least. You eventually see the sun starting to come up, not too long. And with that, with the tome in hand, Donna, that evening, though you may not rest much, looking at the book, you see that where there were just pages and pages of stories written, they've now all cleared. The book is 100% empty.
Son of a bitch.
It kind of flips itself to that first page and seems to be just waiting for you to write.
Well, Lero, we'll have to give it some good stories then, huh?
Lets out a low and friendly hiss. But unless anyone else has anything like that they would like to do this evening, with that is a fantastic place for us to bring this story to a close. Much like you all brought this Animate Stream story to a close. And hit it with 80 points of damage in one spell. Oh, alright. Back over. And let's put on some slightly happier music. Here we go. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to my lovely cast and crew here tonight. You all were fantastic. I feel like you all picked up the rules just immediately. You ran with them. I absolutely had a blast. So thank you all so much. Y'all were lovely. Also, a huge thank you to our for viewers. We literally can't do this without you. So from the bottom of my heart and everyone at the Lost Caravan, we heckin' love you. But I do want to once again give everyone here a chance for them to tell you who they are, and if you're working on any projects, people can check out where they can find said projects. But before I do that, I do just a quick reminder that Eldritch Osiris Games, they are sponsoring this, as we're sponsoring them, with their new Monstrous Beasts and a Guide to Friend Them that just came out. It is up for their backer kit right now, which you can find live from the apocalypse. Great timing. We were just talking about a Pathfinder book that's coming out from Eldritch Osiris Games called Monstrous Beasts: A Guide to Find Them, Guide to Friend Them. You can find it there. That is their backer kits. But yeah, we had an interesting stream of fighting dreams and nightmares. It was a blast, and thank you so much for the raid. You also caught us on outros, so thanks. Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, I want everyone a chance to give everyone a chance to tell you who you are, and if you're working on any projects that people can check out, where they can find it. We will start with Sean.
I'm Sean. You can find me on Twitter at SLFIFAE. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at Black Raven Photography, my new business that I just started. I literally just got the license today. Yay. I do photography of all different kinds, nature, portraits, all kinds of stuff. Next TTRPG thing I have scheduled is, I believe, the second part, the finale of our Alien game with Meg Mysteria here on Lost Caravan. That was unfortunately delayed before, but we'll be getting back to it and seeing how many of us are going to die, because it's probably more than that are going to live, right?
Yeah.
Aliens. But yeah, no, thanks to Hooper for running this. As always, fantastic game, buddy, and I absolutely love coming around.
So good. Y'all were amazing. And then over to Lonnie.
Okay. Hi again. I'm Lonnie. I don't have a Twitter still. I'm going to work on that, I think. That's something that needs to happen eventually. But I do actually have a few dates that people can just, remember, or I'll send it to them telepathically by messenger pigeon, whatever's easiest. Next Wednesday actually is the start of a 4 to 5 episode campaign that I am in over on High Shelf Collective. I'm in a Cyberpunk Red campaign. I'm really excited about it. Actually watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners and am playing 2077 to get in character. So very excited, cannot wait. Also, I am in on the 28th with Lost Caravan. I'm in Wild Sea, and Frank will be there too. And also, again, on the 11th, also for Wild Sea with a different group and a different GM, but also Frank. So, if you liked at least 2 of the 4 people in the group, we are going to be carrying stuff over. Obviously, this was a really great group to work with entirely, though. I have never actually had Hoop GM anything, so I'm really excited about that. And it was great to work with some new faces, too. So, I am just happy that I joined this stream like an hour before it started. So, great spontaneous decision. Very happy to be here, and hope to see everyone again soon.
Yeah, really appreciate the last minute jumping in, filling the spots, and literally just making a character like on just off the cuff, just drew it. Yes.
Fun fact: the character name actually was the first D&D character I ever played.
Aw,
I didn't have any inspiration with that, so
Aw.
still
everything else
amazing.
was new. But you know, the character name was like that's the jumping off point. That's where I go from there.
Heck yeah.
So
All right, over to Frank.
Hi, I'm Frank. I played Brim in this one shot. I right now I'm only playing here on Lost Caravan. Those two sessions that Lonnie mentioned, one on the 28th, that is the last Friday of this month to play Wild Sea, and then again 2
The
weeks
11th.
after that on the 11th of November. Two different games, both Wild Sea, both going to be a hoot and a holler. It's going to be a ride and a half, and I cannot wait to get back into Wild Sea. We really enjoyed it last time.
we're getting the gang back together.
We're getting the gang back together. I have a Twitter. I don't use it, but it's flying on a pig. If you want to check me out there, maybe if I get some followers, I'll start doing stuff on there. This was my first time playing Pathfinder. My first time in a Hoop DM game. Absolutely fantastic. Loved every second of it. Great time. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
Just to make you feel a little extra special, I did write this specifically for all of you. Yeah, this was the first time I have run this specific adventure. But yeah, that brings us over to Ashley, another brand new person.
Yes. I'm Ashley, and I have a Twitter. I don't use it, so well, no, don't really use it. Most things I'm under Ashleyan, but I don't really do much. It's my first Pathfinder game, my first game with Lost Caravan, my first game under Hooper, so I don't have anything else planned.
Well,
Yeah.
now that we got
Yeah.
you in the
Yeah.
game, now we just got to get
Yeah,
you in
we-
more games.
It only takes
Yeah.
one.
It's an
And
addiction.
then
Be
you're
careful.
fucked.
I was just changing jobs, so my schedule is kind of up in the air at the moment. So
That feeling.
Yep, absolutely. So
I'm
from
glad
what
I could
I've
make this one.
from what I've heard from people, especially people that are brand new that have never really streamed before, there's kind of that like tense feeling as you start playing, and then you get into it, and then you just forget, and it just feels like you're just sitting at a table, just rolling dice and having fun, and it's
And then you roll 78 damage on the big baddie.
yep.
Yep.
First game of Pathfinder, just an 80 damage spell, no big deal.
That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't have a whole lot of damage spells. That was one of the few.
You only needed
It only takes one.
But yeah, other than that, I am Andrew, your games master for the evening and for most evenings around here. And if, like all of these lovely folks, you want to come and roll some dice with us, you can join our Discord. Link is down below. Big old button that says Discord. It's where we hang out, post all our casting calls, our schedules, our cat pictures, our baby pictures, and where we just generally be giant nerds. Our friends over at Dork Tales is currently live. They are wonderful, highly entertaining. I'm gonna throw a raid over to them. But before I do, just remind everyone just to be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.